Have you ever lain awake at night, unable to sleep because the same heavy thoughts keep looping in your mind? Do you often imagine the worst possible outcomes whenever you are about to start something new? Or do you constantly worry about what other people think of you, replaying conversations and judging yourself over and over again? If you see yourself in these questions, there is a strong chance that you are overthinking. Overthinking is not just a habit, it is a mental pattern that quietly drains your energy, steals your peace, and keeps you from moving forward. The good news is that there is a way out. Together, let us explore how to step away from excessive thinking, calm the mind, and actually complete what needs to be done. The first and most important thing you need to recognize is this: overthinking does not help the process. You may believe that if you think long enough, analyze deeply enough, or plan carefully enough, you will eventually find certainty. But in reality, excessive thinking rarely leads to clarity. Planning and analyzing are useful, but only up to a point. When you plan too much or analyze too much, you stop moving. Overthinking pulls your attention away from the present process and traps you in imagined futures and unresolved pasts. The key realization is simple yet powerful. Thinking too much does not actually help you. Once you accept that overthinking is not the solution, the next step is to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is not something abstract or complicated. It is a practical exercise you can use anytime to stop excessive thinking and return to awareness. Many great teachers throughout history, including the Buddha, have taught mindfulness as a way to calm the mind and see things clearly. One of the most well-known practices is mindfulness of breathing, often called anapanasati. This simple practice has the power to bring your mind back to the present almost instantly. When you bring your attention to the act of breathing in and breathing out, something remarkable happens. Your mind, which was previously scattered across countless thoughts, suddenly has a single point of focus. Instead of thinking about dozens of worries, you are now simply aware of the breath coming in and the breath going out. In that moment, thousands of repetitive thoughts are reduced to just two: inhaling and exhaling. This shift may seem small, but it is incredibly powerful. Try this simple exercise whenever you notice your mind racing. Take 3 slow, deep breaths. Inhale fully and then exhale gently. As you do this, allow yourself to become fully aware of each breath. When you breathe this way, with awareness, calmness naturally arises. You do not have to force peace or push thoughts away. The mind settles on its own when it is anchored in the present moment. You can deepen this practice by bringing awareness not only to the breath, but also to the body. Ask yourself simple questions. How am I sitting right now? What is my body doing in this moment? Where am I? When you answer honestly, even with a simple statement like, "I am sitting here," you reconnect with reality as it is, not as your thoughts imagine it to be. This is what it means to live mindfully. When you are mindful, your mind rests in the present. And when your mind is in the present, it naturally becomes more peaceful. There is a well-known saying, when you are sad, your mind is in the past. When you are anxious, your mind is in the future. But when you are calm and at peace, your mind is in the present. This insight reveals why mindfulness is so effective. Living in the present moment is not a philosophy. It is a practical way to free yourself from unnecessary suffering. The moment you truly live here and now, even for a short time, you begin to feel lighter. Overthinking loosens its grip, and your inner tension starts to dissolve. However, overthinking often takes another form: the endless what-if questions. What if this goes wrong? What if people judge me? What if everything I do fails? These questions create fear by imagining the worst possible outcomes, even when there is no evidence for them. When you notice yourself trapped in these what-if loops, gently challenge them. Ask yourself a different question. What if everything turns out okay? What if my efforts lead to something good? What if my plans actually work? These possibilities are just as real as the negative ones. The mind often chooses pessimism by default, but you can consciously choose a more balanced and hopeful perspective. It is also important to remember that perfection is not required. You do not have to do everything flawlessly to move forward. You may not be perfect, but you can be the best version of yourself. Doing your best with sincerity and effort is enough. Growth always involves risk. If you never take risks, you cannot truly succeed or learn in life.
Accepting uncertainty is part of the journey toward peace and fulfillment. Finally, be more mindful and kinder to yourself. Understand that constant worrying and overthinking slowly destroy your inner peace. Life becomes heavier when the mind is always at war with itself. By practicing mindfulness, breathing consciously, and choosing compassion toward yourself, you create space for calm and clarity. May this message bring a little light into your life. Live peacefully, stay present, release negative thoughts, and begin doing the things you have been postponing.